What if the features that sold you on your car are the exact same ones keeping it from ever seeing 100,000 miles? Not the engine. Not the road salt. The tech. The stuff that looked impressive on the showroom floor is, in a lot of cases, quietly grinding down the parts that actually keep your car running. I went through 21 of these features, the ones that sound like progress but tend to end with a tow truck, and I'm ranking them from annoying to this one alone can total your engine. Let's get into it. 21. Start-stop systems. Shutting the engine off at every red light sounds great for fuel economy. In practice, you're cycling your starter motor hundreds of times a week, draining your battery faster than a normal system was ever designed to handle, and briefly starving your engine of oil pressure right at restart. The fuel savings are real but small, often under $100 a year, and one early battery replacement wipes that out instantly. 20. Push-button/electronic gear shifters. A lever that physically moves into a gear is hard to misread. A button or rotary dial isn't. Several automakers have faced recalls tied to drivers believing the car was in park when it wasn't, leading to rollaway incidents. There's no mechanical link anymore, just sensors and software, so a dead battery or blown fuse can leave you stuck in whatever gear you happen to be in. 19. Run-flat tires. Sold as a way to never get stranded by a flat, run-flats ride rougher, cost noticeably more, and usually can't be patched the way a normal tire can. Most cars equipped with them skip a real spare entirely. Damage the sidewall and that tire's done, and you're calling for a tow anyway, just with a more expensive tire bill waiting at the end of it. 18. Electronic parking brakes. The satisfying mechanical click of an old parking brake lever has been replaced by a button connected to small motors inside the rear calipers. When one of those motors fails, or the battery voltage dips at the wrong moment, you simply can't release the brake. No manual workaround, no jiggling it loose. It's a simple job turned into a sometimes expensive electronic one. 17. Cylinder deactivation. Shutting down a few cylinders while cruising to save fuel sounds clever on paper. In practice, the constant switching between active and inactive cylinders causes uneven wear on lifters and valves over time. When it fails, it tends to fail in a big way, and a full engine rebuild dwarfs whatever you saved at the pump. 16. TO usage and only climate controls. Physical knobs worked in the dark, in gloves, without looking. A touchscreen buried 3 menus deep doesn't. Defrosting your windshield shouldn't require taking your eyes off the road to navigate a menu, and if that screen glitches or freezes, you can lose heat, AC, and defrost all at once until you can get it looked at. Some automakers are already walking this one back. 15. Dual-clutch transmissions. Fantastic in a track-focused sports car. Less fantastic in daily stop-and-go traffic, where they're prone to hesitation, jerkiness at low speed, and slipping during slow maneuvers like parking on a hill. Repairs aren't a simple clutch swap either. You're often dealing with sensors and control modules, and the bill reflects that. 14. Direct injection engines. Spraying fuel straight into the combustion chamber improves power and efficiency, but it skips the one thing that used to keep intake valves clean: fuel washing over them. Without that, carbon builds up on the valves steadily over time, eventually causing rough idle and misfires. There's no bottle of cleaner that fixes baked-on carbon. It usually takes a real cleaning service to clear it out. 13. Panoramic glass roofs. They look incredible in the showroom. A few summers later, the seals shrink, the rattles start, and in some cases the glass itself develops stress cracks. Beyond the repair cost, a full glass roof traps heat in the cabin and adds weight high up on the car, which isn't ideal for handling. A steel roof never had any of these problems. 12. Keyless entry systems. Convenient, until your fob sitting near your front door keeps the car's receiver semi-awake all night, slowly draining the battery. And the security trade-off is real. Relay attacks that clone a fob signal from a distance have made keyless cars a known target for theft. When a fob or sensor finally does fail, replacement isn't cheap or simple. 11. Plastic engine components. Coolant tanks, intake manifolds, even oil pans. A lot of what used to be metal under the hood is now plastic, mostly to save weight and cost. Plastic doesn't handle years of heat cycling the way metal does, and several well-documented cases of cracked plastic intakes and coolant components have led to serious engine damage, sometimes with very little warning. 10. Air suspension systems. A small leak in an air suspension system means the compressor runs constantly trying to keep the car level, until that compressor burns out too. Sagging corners, sudden tilts, and full system failures well before 100,000 miles aren't unusual on cars that rely on air springs instead of traditional coils. 9. Electric water pumps. No belt, better packaging, cooling that continues after shutdown, that's the pitch. The reality is these pumps rely on small motors and circuit boards that don't always age gracefully, and when they fail, there's often no warning at all. No leak, no noise, just a temperature gauge climbing fast, sometimes ending in serious engine damage if you don't catch it immediately. 8. Rain-sensing wipers. A sensor trying to guess how hard it's raining sounds nice until it's wiping a bone-dry windshield or staying completely still during a downpour. Glare, dirt, or even bugs on the sensor throw it off, and when the sensor itself needs replacing, the cost can run several $100s, especially when it's built into the windshield itself. 7. Driver assist systems. Lane keep assist that yanks the wheel over faded lane markings. Adaptive cruise that brakes hard for no clear reason. Automatic emergency braking triggered by a shadow or a pothole. Independent testing has found real gaps in how reliably some of these systems detect stopped vehicles, and the repair costs for radar sensors and cameras add up fast when something does go wrong. 6. Low-tension piston rings. Thinner piston rings reduce friction and help fuel economy numbers on paper. They also seal less effectively, which lets oil slip past into the combustion chamber and burn off, without ever showing up as a visible leak. Several well-known engine families have developed reputations for needing oil topped off between changes, and a few have led owners straight to expensive rebuilds. 5. Capless fuel fillers. A spring-loaded flap replacing your gas cap sounds like a minor convenience. It's also sensitive to dirt and wear, and when the seal fails, you're often looking at a filler neck replacement that costs far more than the $10 cap it replaced. Running out of gas with one of these can be its own headache, since most don't accept a standard gas can without a special adapter. 4. Ambient interior lighting. A soft glow around the footwells and door panels feels premium during the day. At night, it can create glare on the windshield and pull your eyes away from what's actually in front of you. When the LEDs or their wiring start to fail, it's rarely a simple bulb swap. You're often into trim panels and control modules. 3. Variable/smart charging systems. Charging the battery only when the engine load allows it sounds efficient. In daily use, short trips, cold mornings, lots of accessories running, it can leave the battery undercharged more often than you'd expect, and diagnosing the issue isn't always straightforward once it does cause a problem. 2. Over-the-air software updates. Updating your car like a phone, without a dealership visit, sounds great until an update goes wrong. Several manufacturers have had updates that disrupted infotainment systems or disabled features temporarily, and unlike a phone, you can't always just roll it back yourself. 1. Overloaded steering wheel controls. What started as a volume button and a track skip has turned into steering wheels with more than a dozen buttons and touch-sensitive panels. All of that wiring runs through the clock spring, the same component that has to twist every time you turn the wheel, and when it eventually wears out, it can take out your horn, your airbag, or every button at once. None of these features are evil by themselves. Most of them solve a real problem on paper. The issue is how many of them trade long-term reliability for a feature that looks great in a 15-second commercial. If you're shopping for a car and want it to actually last, it's worth asking what's behind the tech before you fall for the demo. If this helped you see your own car a little differently, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which one of these your car has, and how it's held up so far. See you in the next video.